Now, we're all pretty aware of the true Cobra Kai fashion, never letting you get a moment of relaxation, keeping you on edge constantly. If you're a true Cobra Kai fan, then you're probably familiar with all these feelings and know what we're talking about. The show's new episode embraced both silliness and nostalgia in Bloody. To find out more, keep watching. First up, what does Season 5 bring us? The nostalgic charm of Netflix breakout hit Cobra Kai is in large part due to how well it blends the delightful 1980s cheesiness of the Karate Kid franchise with modern storytelling sensibilities. As the show enters its 5th season, it is still figuring out how to handle that bizarre two-hander, even as the drama and stakes become as serious as they've ever been. After the most recent All-Valley tournament, the new season opens up with Terry Silver, plain old ponytailed potential Bond villain, leading the Cobra Kai dojo as it prepares to grow. Forcing Daniel and Johnny to shut down their dojos and give up the valley, Silver bought the referee to win the competition. Despite being incarcerated, Kreese will undoubtedly still play a part in Cobra Kai because of his character. This show has always been excellent at balancing the adult and teen stories in the plot, and Season 5 is no exception. They've developed and re-examined a rich cast of intriguing people throughout the previous 4 seasons, and Season 5 has as much fun as it can just playing in that sandbox, combining and remixing relationships, friendships, and alliances from episode to episode. Fans of these characters will find a lot to love here, as this world continues to smash corners together in novel and imaginative ways. There is plenty of that to go around here. Moving on, let's about what Season 5 has in store for the adults of the show. The adults get in on the action, literally, as much or more than ever before this time, in contrast to how they typically sensei from the sidelines while the younger generation engages in combat. Terry Silver is considerably worse, more dangerous, and more vicious than Kreese was ever scary. He embraces the craziness viewers will remember from Karate Kid 3 in Season 5, and it culminates magnificently with lots of surprises. This also results in one of the more jumbled sections of Season 5, as the crazy karate drama feel is combined with actual life and death situations, building on the assault arc that landed Kreese in jail late last season. However, Cobra Kai has always been a show about redemption. In fact, the theme initially appeared in Season 1 when Johnny decided to create Cobra Kai again. As per usual, the new season is filled with numerous redemptive arcs, as if the writers were almost making a game out of getting viewers to repeatedly hate, then love certain characters. Even though you occasionally anticipate the next beat before it occurs, seeing it all unfold is still as entertaining and intriguing as ever. Fortunately, the second half of the season more than makes up for the middle episodes, which could use a little more karate and less drama after 5 seasons of the same old dojo warring storyline. There is plenty of fresh material to keep the season moving along, and most of the time, they do a good job of embracing it. Now, let's see what Season 5 had to do with the kids' fates. The series' young stars still have plenty of opportunities, even though the show's adult stars might steal this show in Season 5. With Yuji Okamoto, who's playing the hilarious fish-out-of-water Chozen, and Courtney Hengeller's Amanda LaRusso, who continues to be the voice of reason amidst all of this karate chaos. That is, of course, when they aren't arguing over water park slides or moping around after breakups. While Tori, played by Peyton List, is devastated to learn that her tournament victory was bought and paid for by Silver, Miguel, played by Zolo Mariduea, continues to develop and mature as we watch the effects of his search for his birth father. For Karate Kid diehards primed to the Easter egg hunt, there's also plenty to dig into here. There are several team-ups involving characters from the Miyagi-verse of earlier sequels, and some familiar faces make unexpected cameos. Following up, let's dig into how Terry Silver has been the driving force. Remember that this time, the majority of the karate drama is being driven by adults, but despite this, everything seems like a reasonable reaction to Terry Silver, the series antagonist, who is more accurately described as practically a James Bond villain. Because these are adults facing a truly psychopathic threat, Thomas Ian Griffith's performance through all 10 episodes helps viewers lose themselves in the absurdity of it all at times. It's been made fun of in memes that the majority of Cobra Kai's plot would be resolved if only Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence went to therapy, but in this instance, it makes sense that they, especially Daniel, fall prey to Silver's criminal schemes because he's always pushing them to the limit. That calls for both men to step up, and in this case, Johnny ends up turning into a more mature individual, paying off all the character development that Cobra Kai painstakingly built into William Zabka's story arc. Not to mention Daniel's case and the hardships he's had to face. In Daniel's case, he had to face many hardships, something that he does not have to do throughout the show. Nevertheless, all that translates into him learning a lot of things from his former rivals. And in Season 5, the newest addition, Chozen, does the same for Daniel. While we're on that topic, Yuji Okamoto deserves all the praise for making Chozen an admirable hero in the season while also keeping the show's comic aspect alive. It's not that the kids don't grow and learn from their rivals or whatever fights they're a part of. Funnily enough, there are times when the decisions made by youngsters seem more appropriate than the ones made by their senseis. But this progression fashion just seems to be more notable. Lastly, should we expect another season? Luckily enough, there's a lot more to come, and Season 5's ending leaves no room for doubt that there's another season on the way. In any case, seeing Terry Silver's 2 acts as a villain will be the hardest part to follow up, though seeing the whole cast's new forms and developments will be enough of a reason to binge-watch the next show. Moving on to other news. For starters, The Crown is once again among the top 10 most popular Netflix shows. Following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II last week, The Crown has re-entered several nations' top 10 Netflix listings. The announcement that the 96-year-old British monarch had passed away peacefully at Balmoral came from Buckingham Palace on Thursday, September 8th. Production on The Crown's 6th and ostensibly last season was put on hold Friday, September 9th, as a token of respect for Britain's longest-reigning monarch, the showrunner stated shortly after the Queen's passing. After creator Peter Morgan referred to the Emmy-winning drama as a love letter to the Queen, a source close to Netflix told Variety that filming will likewise be paused on the day of Her Majesty the Queen's burial. But the Netflix series, which chronicles Elizabeth II's life beginning before her coronation, seems to be enjoying a boom in popularity in several places, including Argentina, Sri Lanka, and the UK. The Crown was trending at number 3 in the UK and number 4 in the US as of Sunday data compiled by various sources. At the time of writing, showed that it held the top spot on the top 10 list of television programs in Ukraine. Next up, Stuart Lee calls Ricky Gervais' performance abysmal. The popular Netflix comedy Afterlife, starring Ricky Gervais, has received criticism from renowned comedian Stuart Lee. In the film Afterlife, Ricky Gervais plays a cynical widower who progressively rediscovers his passion for life. In a Bride and At podcast interview, Lee talked about the virtues of Gervais' series and called it abysmal. "I think The Office is brilliant. I think Ricky's comedy drama work is diminishing returns to the point where it's now abysmal," he said. "I think it must be very sad." Lee, known for using exaggeration for comedic effect in his stand-up routines, continued, "I think it's one of the worst things that's ever been made by a human." Last but not least, Netflix viewers admit that they can't stop watching Devil in Ohio. Devil in Ohio, a new thriller series on Netflix, has quickly risen to the top of the TV ratings. Earlier this month, the streaming service released the series, which is largely based on the same titled novel by Daria Politan from 2017. Devil in Ohio, starring Emily Deschanel, Madeline Arthur, and Sam Yeager, centers on the investigation into a satanic sect in a remote area of Ohio. In a 3-star review for The Independent, Annabelle Nugent stated that the flashbacks of Devil in Ohio are welcome moments that pull back the curtain on the mystery at pace and for once actually deliver on the darkness promised. In lesser shows, dipping into the past is a clunky distraction from the action at hand. Pieces of her. Devil in Ohio did not invent the wheel, and sooner or later it will undoubtedly get absorbed into the jumbled mass of Netflix adaptations, but for now, it is watchable. That's a wrap for this video. Which scene was your favorite from the latest season? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.